Hey everybody, I'm here today to talk to you about a dryer not drying clothes properly. I'll be going over some easy fixes in this straightforward tutorial. Let's get right into the video. If you have a dryer just like this one or any clothes dryer and it's not drying your clothes properly, these are some things that you can try. Now there are many reasons that might cause this to happen. However, these are the most common fixes. So hopefully one of these works for you because they're usually super easy and you can usually try these in a matter of, an evening or an afternoon, okay? Let's get right into the video. Number one is that you actually have a clogged or a full lint filter. If you open up your dryer and you take a look, there's gonna be some sort of lint trap, okay? And in my case, it's over here, okay? And I actually clean this every single time before I do a load of laundry. So every time I put the clothes from the washer into the dryer, I clean this out before I start the dryer. Every single time. That's why it barely has anything on it, because this is only one load. This actually catches the lint, but it is the area that sort of sends the moist air out, okay? So if you have a clogged lint filter, then your dryer can't send out the moist air and therefore your clothes will not dry, okay? So keep that in mind. Check your lint filter, clean it out regularly because it's a safety issue, number one. You don't want that lint getting clogged up in that heated area, but number two, it just allows your dryer to run more effectively, okay? Number two is clogged ductwork. If you take a look over here, this is the ductwork that leads from the dryer and terminates outside of the house. When I first got this house, the dryer wasn't really drying properly and the louvers outside weren't opening, okay? So essentially, I figured that there was a little clog, and it turned out it's actually about, I believe it's like a 12-foot section because it goes up about 6 feet, then across another 6 feet. The entire thing was clogged, start to finish, jam-packed with lint, okay? That's actually a hazard, and I cleaned that right away. Like, it was one of the first things that I did when I got the house, thankfully. You want to clean that out on a regular basis. Number one, because it is a hazard, so for safety, but number two, also because if it's clogged, it will prevent the clothes from drying properly. So if your dryer is not drying, check if you have a clog, especially if you have a long like HVAC like this, okay? Long ductwork, that's the word I'm looking for. If it's shorter, it should be easier, but if you have a long piece of ductwork, you want to clean it once a year. That's what I do now. I clean this once every year just to make sure that it's nice and clean, okay? It will prevent the clothes from drying if it is clogged up, and it's a hazard, so just clean it on a regular basis, inspect it, and clean it on a regular basis. Okay, number three is a little trick for more modern dryers that are like smart dryers, but unplug it and plug it back in, okay? And that's because essentially with a smart dryer or with a modern dryer, okay, it's gonna have like almost like an onboard computer. And sometimes that computer, it's not exactly thinking properly per se. It's almost like when you restart your phone or your modem when there's a problem, or your router when there's a problem, or your computer or your tablet or your laptop, anything. You can unplug that, leave it unplugged for about 30 seconds and then plug it back in. And then hopefully that resets the onboard computer and it might fix a problem, okay? This actually has fixed the problem with my fridge quite a few times. And it works with other appliances when we're talking about modern appliances that are like smart appliances, okay? The fourth thing is that it's not running for long enough. Now your dryer is likely going to have different cycle options. It's likely going to have a timed option and then like an auto dry option. Now I always use the timed dry option because I know how long I want the clothes to be in there. I do the laundry for my entire family every week, so I'm pretty serious about doing the laundry, okay? And I know how long it has to be in there. I do quite a few loads of laundry a week with the size of my family. So with that being said, I take the timing of it very seriously. If you're using an auto dry feature, maybe it's thinking that the clothes are dry and stopping when in reality they're not dry, okay? So you really want to make sure that it's running for long enough in order to dry the clothes. One common misconception is the heat level. A lot of people think that it needs to be hot to get the clothes dry. I always run this dryer on the lowest heat setting possible, okay? And it dries the clothes perfectly fine. And I do big loads and, they're quite wet. And I only run it for about 40 minutes and the clothes are usually bone dry after 40 or 50 minutes at the maximum end of things. So with that being said, temperature usually isn't an issue. So last but not least, Number 5 is you might actually need a new part. Maybe there's a component of your dryer that's broken. Now this is when you have to call in a professional. Like, I'm a do-it-yourselfer, but I really don't replace dryer parts because that's really some advanced level stuff. You can try and do it yourself, but I do recommend that you call a professional because that's what I would do in this situation. If your dryer needs a new part, if something's not working properly, you know, you have to judge the price of the part because it might be worth it for you to just buy an entirely new appliance or replace that part. You have to see whatever's worth it for you. That's it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.